Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
And we welcome you to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show here on WKYC. 30 minutes of Cleveland sports talk coming your way. Among the topics today, the trade deadline is behind us. Who now is the favorite to win the World Series? Outside of the Guardians, of course. Jason.
You may have heard the Guardians have some pitchers in hot water over gambling. The governor has gotten involved. Mike DeWine has a solution. We're going to talk about whether it's a good idea or not. G.
Man, I cannot believe they gave me this topic to talk about. We're going to get into who do we think is the most talented quarterback on the roster. Surprise, surprise. Guess who G. Bush is going to pick? McNuggets.
The Cavs won 64 regular season games last year, flamed out in the playoffs, and now looking ahead to next season, are they still a top 3 team entering the season? We'll dive into all of that, but first we will start with who the most talented quarterback on the Browns is. We've talked about who we want to start, who we think will start, but I heard NFL insider Albert Breer on the radio the other day ask this question. Albert, who's the most talented quarterback on the Browns roster? And this is what Albert Breer had to say to that exact question. And I quote, despite everything, he, being Deshaun Watson, is still the most talented quarterback on the roster.
This is wild.
I personally don't agree, and I'm curious where you guys fall.
I want to start by saying I love Albert Breer. Okay,
He's one of the best around.
Albert Breer is, for my money, the best.
Yeah.
He is the guy I most want to listen to when it comes to the NFL. And the fact that he knows Cleveland and he loves Cleveland helps.
Yeah.
But I love Albert Breer. But Albert, this ain't it. I'm sorry. We've seen Deshaun Watson. Now, first of all, let's take the 2 rookies off. We don't know what the rookies are. We don't. We would only be projecting if anybody here says that one of the rookies is the best. It's
careful. I'm pretty sure.
When I give you the answer to the best, you guys will come along. That's insane. We're projecting. You can't do that with any accuracy. If there's one thing we know about the position of quarterback in the NFL,
G's knees are already shaking.
You cannot project.
So, I don't know about that.
Deshaun Watson, maybe 5 years ago in Houston, you might say Deshaun Watson. But that guy, we haven't seen that guy. We never saw that guy. Partly because his brain muscle was melted from the life that he had to live, and then also because the physical injuries and how his body broke down. He's not a big dude, and he plays a contact position in a highly contact sport. So I love you, Albert, but that's not it. The answer is, and if it's anything but, I think it's somewhat offensive. I don't know that he's going to be the starter, but let's just take a look at what Joe Flacco has done. Joe Flacco has won a Super Bowl. Joe Flacco, just 2 years ago, came here, no knowledge of the playbook, wasn't supposed to be in tip-top shape. He said he was watching football from his couch every Sunday and went 4-1 and I think had 300 yards passing in 4 of those 5 games. Has his talents eroded that much in 2 years that we would say that Kenny Pickett is above him? I don't see it. I don't think so. I watch him in camp. He still throws the tightest spiral on the sharpest line. He throws a great football. We know about his propensity to throw the picks. But what else do we have? I mean, it's not like we've got 4 roses to choose from here.
Yeah, I actually totally agree with you. Deshaun Watson to me is broken, period. Physically, mentally, all of it. There's only one quarterback on this roster that I saw throwing the ball 7 yards out of bounds last year, and it was Deshaun Watson. I can't come back here and say he's the most talented quarterback on the roster. He had 0 touch last year, couldn't throw anything beyond 4 or 5 yards. Everything was a check down. Nothing about him tells me he's an NFL quarterback anymore. First day of OTAs this year, I saw the ball come out of Joe Flacco's hands and said, yep, he still got it. Now, I've said all along, I think they're going with Kenny Pickett as the starting quarterback. I still think that.
But that's
but that's not the conversation we're having.
That's not the conversation, because I agree with you on that.
Yeah, to me, I'm surprised to hear that because I didn't think that you were in agreement on that. But
No, you've talked me into it. I've said before.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think that Kenny Pickett is the best quarterback, and I just think you should start the best quarterback.
Yeah, and I
It's
just
oxymoronic to
yeah.
not.
Well, and I get it, but I just don't see the upside of going with 40-year-old Joe Flacco. But at the same time, I wholeheartedly acknowledge I think he's got the best arm of anyone on this team. He's obviously got the best knowledge of anyone on this team. I don't know that his body could hold up over 17 games, but that's a different conversation as well. In terms of just the total package, yeah, to me, Joe Flacco is the best quarterback on this roster right now.
If you was to ask me, there's two different things between talent and best. To me, if you want to give the best opportunity to, win your games, I think Joe Flacco does have the strongest arm. I think Joe Flacco has the most experience. I think Joe Flacco's a little bit with mobility is limited, and as well, he has a propensity to throw interceptions. But for my money, if I was looking at these guys and I'm looking at them, and you could say you want to project or you would do whatever the case may be, to me, the most talented guy on the roster is the guy you took in the 5th round. And the reason I say he's the most talented is not because he has the strongest arm. He has a good arm. It's not because he's just famous. That is true. It's not because he's accurate. That is true. I think that when you go back and look at it, and you look at Mr. Mel Kiper, I mean, he died on the hill. He said, listen, I got him as my number 1 quarterback. I got him on the board as the number 1 quarterback. And for me, if you take a look at it, and I've always said I would have taken him at number 2. So if I would have taken you number 2 overall, and I got you at 5, I'm going to be excited about the fact that you got a guy that I believe could be a franchise quarterback. If you ask anybody in the league, and you ask scouts, and you ask all the other people, they say, out of these 4, who has the best chance to be a franchise quarterback? I'd be willing to wager more than 50% of those people will say Shedeur Sanders, even though he was taken in the 5th round pick. So to me, he showed me nothing in camp as I watch him live that gives me any limitations towards his skill set. He's been wildly accurate. He's been doing whatever he needs to do to learn the playbook. And I do believe that you'll see in the preseason that pay dividends. So I would take, if you want to ask me who gives you the best chance to win, I'd say Flacco. If you want to say who has the strongest arm, all right, I'll give you that. I think Kenny Pickett, he works the best under mobility. He's the most mobile of the guys. Dylan Gabriel, obviously people have been talking about him like he's a supercomputer. He's obviously smart, right? But if you say who has the best package, the total package, I'm going with number 12.
Let's do this quickly. I know we got to move off this topic. When I was thinking about this, I said I'm going to rank them 1 to 4. My ranking would be Flacco, Pickett, Dylan, Shedeur. That would be my ranking. And I don't think there's an ocean between 3 and 4.
Yeah.
I really don't. But I do think there's an ocean between 1 and 3. And primarily, it's just, for me, it's the experience.
It's experience.
piece.
Yeah.
This guy
can't diminish
looks at,
that.
And the other thing, too, and I agree with a lot of what you said, except for this on Shedeur. I don't think he throws a tight spiral. I don't like how wobbly the ball comes out of his hand. And we've been showing a lot of his tape throughout the day, and I've looked at all of it upstairs, and I see too many passes that flutter.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys who've had success in the league.
As long as they get there.
Yeah.
No, I want it to get there, but from a physics standpoint, it gets there faster when it's tight.
No, I know.
Yeah.
And that's why you want a quarterback to throw a tight spiral.
I'll take placement over strength. Now, strength has to.
I will too.
Strength has
as
to
long
be
as
a
it's
part.
on time, I agree with that. Yeah, as long as it's on time. And there have been quarterbacks that didn't throw beautiful spirals.
Yeah.
But by and large, when you look at your best quarterbacks that have played through the years, the one thing that they do have in common is that ball is tight. They can spin it.
And Flacco can do that. And by the way, Dylan Gabriel has a very strong arm.
I've been very impressed with his arm strength.
I went out there.
I put him 2 on the list.
I said,
Flacco,
I told
Dylan,
you.
and arm strength.
I tapped Jason.
What about in your pecking order? How would you go? Because I went Flacco.
I'd go Flacco, Pickett, and I don't think we've seen enough of the rookies.
Yeah, it was tough for me on 3 and 4. The reason I went the way I did is because that's the way the Browns see them.
Yeah.
So they see more of it than I do.
And plus, we do have to see. We gotta see what it looks like, right, for the rookies. So I think everybody's anxious to see it. See.
Now, ask me in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It might be completely different. It could be Joe Flacco could be gone.
Yeah.
And Shedeur could be at the top of that list. But we're going to find out once we start the preseason. All right, next up. Wow, you can't put the genie back in the bottle. That's a very popular saying. And the genie in this case is gambling, and the bottle is baseball. We have had here locally 2 pitchers caught up in gambling controversies. I'm not going to indict anybody or convict anybody yet, but they've been indicted, and we're finishing the investigations. There have been rumblings, and not just here in Ohio, but there have been rumblings on a national and a federal level to look at the way sports betting happens. One of the things that's very easy to fix is next pitch betting, particularly when you're talking about the first pitch of an appearance. That's what both of the Guardians pitchers seemingly are being investigated for. Governor Mike DeWine floated out there that he thinks prop bet ending in sports should be gone. That's a lofty task at this point because, as I said, they're all making billions on it now, not millions. They're making billions off of it now. There are a lot of different questions here, but one, do you agree with that notion? And 2, can and will we ever see legislation like this where you're not able to bet on whether the next pitch is a ball or a strike?
Not happening. The way our country works is there's a group of people called lobbyists, and those people will vehemently, behind scenes, on record, off the record, under no circumstances allow that to take place. At the end of the day, there are rules against prop bets. It's called the Major League Handbook. And if you violate said rules of the Major League Handbook and you are implicated in that, you have to bear the consequences. If you know, it's the same reason we talk about different laws when it comes to firearms and different things. There are laws in the book, right? And if
whether or not you choose to adhere to them.
That there is. So right now, there is nobody who's going to turn around, and I don't know no politician, I don't know no general managers, no owners or Major League Baseball teams that give back money.
Yeah.
That is not a thing. They ain't giving back no money. Come on, Jason.
Yeah, and Mike DeWine is speaking on this actually from a point of experience because he owns a minor league baseball team.
Yep.
A single A team. So has a deep understanding of baseball, more so than a number of other governors would. I actually agree with DeWine on a couple of things when it comes to gambling. He wanted to propose to double the state gambling tax, which would have helped fund Brown Stadium. I thought that was the way to go, and he just couldn't gain support from either side of the aisle actually on that. Mm-hmm. And this is now his second attempt to get into the gambling world. I agree with him again on this. I think this is silly, but I also agree with G that it's never going to go away because it's revenue. It's revenue for the state. It's revenue for the gambling companies, and gambling lobbyists are very powerful, particularly in Ohio. Gambling in Ohio, it's one of the top money-making states in the country. And there's Nevada, obviously, New Jersey, obviously, with Atlantic City and Vegas. And then it's like Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Ohio are right there at the top. So I don't see this going away. I love his effort as a lame duck governor to just start throwing things against the wall and trying to make things happen. But I don't think he's going to get the support on this.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. G, your point about lobbying is 100% right. It makes me so sad, and here's why. If you ask 100 politicians what is the right thing to do, I don't know how any of them can say, well, prop bets is the right thing to do. Yeah. I mean, come on, it betters our society. It definitely cuts down on the number of people that are addicted to gambling. No, that's insane. If you got clear truth serum out of 100 politicians, they would all tell you, well, gosh, why do we need to bet on every single pitch?
Yeah.
Let's get rid of prop betting. Here's the problem with the politicians and the way our government is set up, particularly lobbyists. You mentioned they're powerful. They got powerful. They're more powerful today than they were yesterday, but they're not as powerful as they're going to be tomorrow. Yep. Why? Because this thing's churning cash at a rate, even the wildest optimistically expectations have been exceeded here in Ohio. We put numbers to it. Well, we think this is what's going to be. Oh, no, we've blown that's way past. So where there's money, there's corruption. And I will say this. The pendulum, oftentimes, when it swings for the first time, we go too far. And then there's a correction. And sometimes that's an overcorrection. No one is saying, let's stop this sports betting. It's killing our society. But I do think that this might gain legs, and here's how. If the federal government is to get involved and they threaten, look, this might be an all or nothing thing. We've now got corruption in sports. I don't think anybody can, we've seen the videos of the basketball, the late finishes, now this. Wherever there's money, there's corruption. A correction here would be, do we need to be able to bet on the next play in football? Do we need to be able to bet on the next pitch? You want to bet the winners? Bet the winners. You want to bet the over-unders? Bet the over-unders. You want parlays? Bet them. No one's talking about eliminating sports betting. Here's a question that I would say. A lot of people that gamble say, do I have a problem? If you're participating in next pitch betting, you might need to ask that question twice. You're trying to dig out of a hole if you're at that point.
Also, you would have to, for the federal government to come in, there would have to be your senator, your favorite guy, is going to have to stand up and say, hey, no, we don't want to do this. I don't know if that's going to be feasible given where we are today. I always say it like this, man. When that money gets to be as high as it is and you are a partner, because Major League Baseball and these leagues are partners.
Don't make no mistake about it. By the way, the Guardians have taken some of their Bet360, whatever they were, their sponsor ads off of their lineup card that they used to post every day. Yeah. So we're already seeing a separation of church and state. I'm fascinated to see where this goes. I don't think they're going to get rid of it, but I do think there's going to be more of a push to at least look at it and how they can regulate it. One of the things you can do, first pitches of the innings, off the table. That would be a good start, in my view. All right, we're taking a break. When we come back, some have the Cavs ranked 4th currently in the NBA for next season. Is that too high? We'll talk about that when the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show continues. Welcome back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Let's take a look at ESPN's just released NBA Summer Power Rankings. I always chuckle at these. You never know what's truly at happened. But at this point, we know where the free agents went. We know what happened with the draft. Cavs come in currently ranked 4th in the NBA, but notably the top team in the Eastern Conference, with Boston dismantling, and Indiana has obviously some injuries that they have to overcome. Guys, is this number 4? Do you agree with that? Is it too high? Is it too low? What's your take?
Boy, well, look, given the fact that I believe the Knicks went further, but I look at the Cavs roster. I'm like, okay, I think they did some good things with Nance, and I like Lonzo Ball, and so they've bolstered what they are.
Money's gone.
Hey man, that's how it is.
It's still a plus.
It's still a plus. My thing is this: it really don't matter really, and if you're gonna put 3 Western Conference teams ahead of them,
right? Because you can only play one of them.
You can only play one of them.
So they might as well be number 2.
They might. That's the way I looked at it. I'm like, oh, hey, put them up there all you want. I can only get to the one of them, whoever's going to win, and I hope they beat each other up. So I ain't got a problem with it. I could see where, the Knicks have a new coach in Mike Brown. You don't know how that's going to work. The Cavs are again another year older. Mobley seems to have some videos out there doing his thing. So I can see Jason where they got him at 4. I mean, but for all of us, we don't really care like that. It's just about what it is they're going to do in these playoffs.
Yeah, I think if you're top 5, you're good enough. I don't know if it really matters squabbling over 4, 3, 2, whatever. Right. Certainly they shouldn't be number 1. OKC has earned the right to be number 1. They won the championship and they're bringing everybody back. Houston's number 2 because Kevin Durant. That's why. I don't know that I love Denver above them.
That's what I had the problem with.
Yeah.
That's what I had the problem with.
I think the Cavs should be 3, and I think you could even make the cases that for them at number 2. I understand what happened last year. I know. I really like the Rockets coach and Ime Udoka. So, if you want to quibble about 2 and 3, knock yourself out. But they're about where they should be. They should be above the Knicks. I still think the Cavs are the most talented team in the East. And if you want to put them 2, 3, 4, it doesn't really matter. They're going to sell it on the court.
I think Jay, we overpower rankings. Like the whole year, we won't. Nobody in the city of Cleveland will be looking at power rankings.
Unfazed by all of this.
That's right.
Yeah, I agree with both of what you guys said. It matters 0% to me. I don't care. I won't care if we win 72 in the regular season. I will not
Or 52, frankly. It doesn't
Right.
matter.
Get in the playoffs.
Yep.
If you win 52 and you win the first game of your series and you're on the road, it's like you won 72. Now you have home court.
It's funny how quickly the Cavs got back to where they were when LeBron was here, when LeBron's like, man, just get me in. It don't matter.
Right.
Well, that's where we're back there.
And we are. And so whether you're one, you'd love to be one, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think they got this pretty close to right. I would have had them at number 3. I even tried to talk myself into maybe above Houston, but I get the excitement right now around the Rockets. But I'm fine with where they are. I personally would have had Cavs 3, Nuggets 4, Knicks 5. But again, get on the dance floor and hope to be among the last 2 at the dance. That's the goal, and then anything can happen. All right, we're taking a break. On the other side, man, what a wild trade deadline. Not just for the trades that happened, but a lot of trades that were rumored to be taking place that never actually came to fruition. Who won the deadline? Who wins the World Series in October? We'll do it all when we come back. Welcome back. Crazy deadline. I think the Padres did a lot to improve their chances. The Mariners did a lot. I think the conventional wisdom is you look at Progressive Field, which will host a game tonight against what now is the Minnesota Twins. You're not going to recognize this team when you watch on Channel 3 or you go to Progressive Field. You're going to need a scorecard. And you're going to need Google because a lot of these guys you're not going to recognize. But I think conventional wisdom still has the Dodgers, even though, boy, the Shohei Ohtani arm situation the other night is terrifying. But are the Dodgers still, were they ever your front runner? Who do you guys have to win the World Series now all the dust is settled from the trade deadline?
The Dodgers, man. I'm not betting against the Dodgers. Like, it's a doggone shame that you were so far ahead of everybody else that we get excited about your other moves. That everybody else, they got some. And you're like, the Dodgers had free agents from day one. They were already on their roster. They already had
They've got guys they don't need.
They don't even need. Like, they're like, I'm glad you guys decided to make this competitive. Now, I will say this. I am interested in seeing a Dodgers and Padres series.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that now, but I still got the Dodgers.
That's like the new Dodgers-Giants series.
Yeah,
really.
right. Remember?
Yeah. I like the Dodgers preseason. Who couldn't? I actually now, if you're gonna make me pick, I would actually take the Seattle Mariners.
Oh!
Did I steal your team?
My pick.
Wow.
I love what they did at the deadline. Their starting pitching is healthy now.
Yeah.
They've got a great rotation. They have cracked the secret sauce like Cleveland has in terms of pitching. They've got a great bullpen. They've got a phenomenal closer. And I love what they did in adding Naylor and Suarez at the corners.
It's unbelievable.
And I was watching a little bit of their game last night, and this is a team when the organization believes in you and they make the type of moves that they did, it injects another piece of life into a team. And that's where the Mariners are right now. They've got rocket fuel. They've got an MVP candidate in Cal Raleigh behind the plate. They've got great power on the corners. Their lineup is stacked. I think the Mariners are poised to win it all.
I agree. I can't believe I'm saying that because I had said a week ago, I don't care what happens at the deadline, it's still the Dodgers. And then I started looking at what the Mariners did, started slowly with the Naylor piece. And I'm like, wow, that is an unbelievable pickup for them. Unbelievable. And then bringing Suarez back was huge. And you look at their starting rotation and you just look at Raleigh, he's otherworldly.
Yep.
What this guy is doing.
It's up to 42 homers. Homer again last night.
And I just keep watching and I keep saying, can he continue this? And he's being pitched to differently now. I have noticed that.
And playing the most physical position on the field as
the
well.
most demanding. Yeah. And I know it's probably still a reach. And if I was to put money on it, I still might ride with the Dodgers just because their depth is crazy. But the question mark of Ohtani, and he was pitching fine. I think he's given up 2 extra base hits all year in 14 innings or whatever. And then all of a sudden, like someone injected his arm, he couldn't throw strikes.
Yeah.
And it was the way he was missing and it was where he was missing that to me is most troubling. And after like 5 or 6 balls in a row, they take him out of the game. They said it was cramping. Okay.
They don't even need him to pitch.
No,
that's
they
the crazy
really
part
don't.
of
And he
season.
stayed in the game when he came out with the arm injury. But I think to make it interesting, I'm with you, Jay. I thought I was going to be the only one. I think the Mariners
I
can
love the
win it
Mariners.
all.
And
They are loaded.
And they're a fun team to watch.
They
and
are.
They're an easy team to root for.
And I still like Josh Naylor, so go M's.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show is back on Monday. See you then.
Peace.